Hello friends, welcome back to the online classroom. Today we are going to discuss double tuned amplifiers. So in the last lecture we have seen single tuned amplifiers and its frequency response. So the single tuned amplifier is used to select and amplify a particular or desired frequency signal. So when you want to amplify a narrow band or small range of frequencies, then you have to develop or design a different kind of circuit. So this double tuned amplifier allows you to amplify a narrow band or a small range of frequencies. So we will see how this double tuned amplifier works. So this is the circuit diagram of double tuned amplifier. So it consists of a two tuned circuits. Here you can see the first is C1 L1. This is the first tuned circuit, and the second is L2 and C2. So two tuned circuits are used in the double tuned amplifier. So the high frequency signal which has to be amplified is applied to the input terminals of double tuned amplifier. So the resonant frequency of the tuned circuit L1C1, so this first tuned circuit L1C1 is made equal to the signal frequency. So there are two tuned circuits used in this circuit diagram, double tuned circuit diagram. So when you made the resonant frequency of the first tuned circuit L1C1 equal to the input signal or input frequency, then this first tuned circuit offer high impedance, or you can say very high impedance to the signal frequency. Then a large output appears across the output of the tuned frequency. Then the output from this tuned circuit is transferred to the second tuned circuit L2C2 through mutual inductance. You may know the concept of mutual inductance. When the two inductors are placed together by some very small space, then it offers a mutual inductance in addition to its reactance. We will see this in another lecture. Mutual conductance you will know in the subject of ECN. So these two tuned circuits are connected to each other, and this will offer a mutual inductance, and the output of the first tuned circuit is transferred to the second tuned circuit via mutual inductance. So these double tuned circuits are very extensively used for coupling the various circuits of radio and television receivers. You all know these tuned circuits are very useful in radio and television receivers, and this is also used in those receivers. So next we'll see the frequency response of the double tuned amplifiers. So in the frequency response, we have seen already in the single tuned amplifier that the gain is maximum in the single tuned amplifier. The gain is maximum at the resonant frequency of the tuned circuit only. Otherwise, the gain is not very less. So that is why the single tuned amplifier, the amplifier amplifies only the selected frequency. So here we have some different arrangement for the frequency response, because we are using two tuned circuits with mutual inductance. So there is coupling between two tuned circuits because they are not directly connected. As we can see, the first tuned circuit is directly connected instead of RC, that is load, collector load, but the first tuned circuit is not directly connected. You can see in the circuit diagram here the L1 and L2, these two inductors are not directly connected. These are coupled with each other through mutual inductance. You already know in terms of in the working of transformer how this primary and secondary works. When the current flows through primary windings of transformer, then the flux in the primary produces current in the secondary winding of the transformer. Similarly, here also there is a concept of mutual inductance between L1 and L2, that is two inductors. So depending upon the, so this is called as the coupling between two inductors, or you can say two tuned circuits. So depending upon the type of coupling or how close you are going to couple the two inductors, there are types of coupling. So here in this figure you can see in the frequency response there are two frequency responses, or two graphs are there. First one is for loose coupling. And second one is for tight coupling. So there are two types, loose coupling and tight coupling. There is another type, that is critical coupling. We'll see in the next slide. So first we'll see what is loose coupling and what is tight coupling. When the two inductors are placed at a more distance from each other, then these two inductors are said to be mutually loose coupled. So when L2 is coupled to the coil L1, a portion of load resistance is coupled into the primary tank circuit of L1C1, and it will affect the primary circuit in exactly the same manner as though a resistor has been added in series with the primary coil. So this coupling means when L2 is coupled across L1, then it will be the same as a resistor is connected in series with the L1. So when the two coils L1 and L2 are spaced apart, all the primary coil L1 flux will not link to the secondary coil, you can say L2. When there is a gap between L1 and L2, all the flux will not link to the L2. So these coils are said to have loose coupling. Why? Because they are spaced apart. Under such conditions, the resistance reflected from the load is small. So the resonance curve will be sharp. See here. So for this loose coupling, the resonance curve is sharp, and it is very similar to the frequency response of a single tuned amplifier. You can see this is the very similar to the frequency response of the single tuned amplifier. So when the primary and secondary coils, that is L1 and L2, are very close together, when you put it very close together, they are said to have tight coupling. So all the flux of L1 will be linked to the secondary coil, that is L2. Under such conditions, the reflected resistance will be large and the circuit Q, that is quality factor, will be lower. So there are two positions of maximum gain. So here you can see at the tight coupling there are two positions of the maximum gain. So these are two positions of the maximum gain. So here, so this is the first position and this is the second position for tight coupling. This is the curve for tight coupling. So due to this you can get two resonant frequencies. So these are for the loose coupling and tight coupling. So when you want to know the bandwidth of the double tuned amplifier, there is another type of coupling, that is the critical coupling. So as the name suggests, you have to be very careful in the coupling of the two coils, that is L1 and L2, and when you couple those coils in such a way that it will become a critical coupling. So here we can say that the frequency response of a double tuned circuit depends upon the degree of coupling. So degree of coupling is what? Upon the amount of mutual inductance between the two tuned circuits. That is why we have seen a loose coupling or tight coupling. So this is the degree of coupling. So there is another type, that is the critical coupling, means you can say that perfect coupling. So the critical coupling occurs when the coefficient of coupling, that is K, equal to the, so you can see this equation where this Q1 is the quality factor of first tuned circuit and the Q2 is the quality factor of second tuned circuit. So this is the condition for a critical coupling. So when you connect those two coils L1 and L2 in such a condition of critical coupling, you will get a very flat frequency response. So we are going to see the frequency response of the critical coupling in the next slide. So this is the frequency response of the critical coupled double tuned circuit. So this is the frequency in the range of kilohertz. So don't take this 455 as in a hertz, it is in kilohertz. So 455 kilohertz is the resonant frequency, you can say the FR. So this is the voltage gain across the y-axis, that is AV, and here is the frequency along the x-axis. Now you can see a very flat frequency response for the double tuned amplifier. So although it is a flat, but its bandwidth is in the range of 10 kilohertz only. So bandwidth is 10 kilohertz, not more than 10 kilohertz, meaning that it will double tuned amplifier will amplify the frequencies in the range of, if FR is 455 for example, it will amplify the frequencies in the range of 450 kilohertz to 460 kilohertz. 450 kilohertz to the 460 kilohertz, meaning that it will only have 10 kilohertz of the bandwidth. So this will be the lower cutoff frequency and this will be the higher cutoff frequency, and between the 10 kilohertz frequency range, meaning what, 450 kilohertz to the 460 kilohertz, your double tuned amplifier will be going to amplify the signals between this range only, and for all other frequencies it will not amplify, meaning that it will reject all other frequency signals. It will only amplify the range of frequencies between 450 kilohertz to the 460 kilohertz. So this is a very basic example of the frequency response for double tuned amplifiers. So in most of the television and radio receivers, you are using such kind of circuits to tune the different frequencies available in your aerial. So while using many television receivers or radio receivers, you are going to use this kind of circuits where you can use a varying or variable inductors, both L1 and L2. You can use variable inductors, and you can see by pairing the values of L1 and L2, you can select this range of frequencies, or you can select first the resonant frequency, then your range of frequencies will vary. If you want, suppose you want a resonant frequency equal to the 400 kilohertz, then your range of frequencies will be from 395 kilohertz to 405 kilohertz. There is a why? Because there is a bandwidth of 10 kilohertz. So this double tuned amplifier will amplify signals in the bandwidth of 10 kilohertz frequency. So this is bandwidth. See here, the only difference between a single tuner amplifier and double tuner amplifier is this flatter frequency response. Frequency response is flat, that means the bandwidth is slightly more. This bandwidth is not equal to the or not same as the audio amplifier, because the audio amplifier has very high bandwidth and it will range from 20 hertz to the 20 kilohertz, or you can say 50 kilohertz also. But here, although you are seeing the 10 kilohertz bandwidth, but in the range it is very narrow band. So this is very useful when you want to amplify or select the narrow band of frequencies or the small range of frequencies. So this double tuner amplifier has the very good advantages over a single tuner amplifier. So when these two resonant circuits are critically coupled, the frequency response becomes flat over a considerable range of frequencies. So just keep it in your mind that this is not equal to the frequency response of audio amplifier. The frequency response of audio amplifier is totally different from this tuner amplifiers. So here the use of double tuner circuits offer the following advantages. The first advantage is we have already discussed that the bandwidth is increased. So the bandwidth is increased because of the flatter frequency response. Then second is the sensitivity is also increased. What is sensitivity then? Then it has the ability to receive and amplify the weak signals also. The weak signals, which weak signals? The weak signals having the frequency of in that range, in that bandwidth only. So double tuner amplifier can amplify and receive and amplify the weak signals also. And next is the selectivity. Why selectivity? Because your bandwidth is more than single tuner amplifier, then it can select and amplify the various signals in that bandwidth only. And it also discriminate means what? Suppose in the frequency response there are adjacent bands. Suppose we have amplified the frequency range between 450 hertz to 460 kilohertz. So there will be adjacent band like 460 kilohertz to 470 kilohertz. So it will differentiate between those bands. So that is why the selectivity of this double tuner circuit is very good. They will differentiate between, discriminate means what? They will not amplify the other band signals. They will only amplify the selected band signals. So selectivity is also increased, sensitivity is also increased, and bandwidth is also increased. So these are the advantages of double tuner circuits used for the tuner amplifiers. So just keep it in your mind that here we have only used the double or two tuner circuit with a single transistor amplifier. We have only used a single stage transistor amplifier, and we have used two tuner circuits at the collector load. So in the next stagger tuner amplifier, we'll see the different set of amplifier stages and the different type of tuning of the tuner circuits. But now only just consider in the double tuner amplifier we have used the two tuner circuit instead of single or one tuner circuit in the single tuner amplifier. I hope you all understand the basic behind the double tuner amplifiers, also with the tuner amplifiers and single tuner amplifiers. Thank you for watching the video.